What is nonce? Nonce, short for number used once, are random 32-bit numbers used in the process of mining new blocks in the proof of work, POW, blockchain. Each block has a different nonce value, and miners must find a valid nonce number to create a new block. In return, they will receive a block reward in the form of the blockchain's native token. Finding the nonce value requires miners to invest relatively high hardware costs with significant computing power. At the same time, each nonce can only be used once and is fixed for a specific block. This helps. Guarantees the uniqueness and unpredictability of each block added to the blockchain, ensuring safety and security for blockchain. Protect blockchain from 51% attacks or double spending. How nonce works in blockchain. First, to understand how nonces work in blockchain, it is necessary to understand what the components of a block in the blockchain include. Blockchain consists of blocks to form a chain. Each block will have two main components, the block header and all data about the transactions in the block. In particular, the block header is a hash code containing information to identify a specific block in the blockchain, including previous hash, the hash code or block header of the previous block. Timestamp, block initialization time. Nonce. Each block in a blockchain will have a unique nonce number. This nonce is calculated during the block mining process and helps create a unique hash value for the block. Merkle root. The final hash value of the pairing and hashing process of transactions in the Merkle tree. Thus, when starting to mine a block, miners will use a hash algorithm, e.g. YSA-256 for the Bitcoin blockchain, to run a hash function on the data of that block. However, except for the nonce, which is the number to search for, the remaining data is already available. To estimate the number of nonces to find, miners will use trial and error through a counter, starting from a certain value, usually 0. First, miners will continuously try and change the nonce value, if wrong, to rerun the hash function until they find a hash value that meets the network's set conditions. For example, this hash value must start with a certain number of zeros. The importance of nonce in blockchain. During the operation of a POW blockchain network, typically Bitcoin, miners will not be able to create new blocks, validate and process transactions without finding a valid nonce. Thus, it can be seen that nonce plays a very important role in ensuring the operation of the entire blockchain. Nonce is also evidence that miners had to go through a process with a certain amount of work to dig out a block. On the one hand, the process of finding a suitable nonce forms the basis for the mining process in the blockchain using the proof of work algorithm. On the other hand, nonce also helps ensure the security, integrity, and immutability of the blockchain network because changing data in an existing block will require recalculating the nonce. This is a task that requires enormous computing power at significant hardware costs, and it is completely infeasible in practical terms. Nonce helps protect blockchain from problems such as double spending, 51% attacks, network spam, denial of service attacks, DDoS, because sending fake data to the block and validating them also requires the attacker to become a miner and must invest significant computing power to find a valid nonce. This creates a natural barrier against system abuse or attack.